I went from overthinker to overconfident. I sat down for a minute, did some polishing. I love taking a step back. Some view it as setbacks. Give more than I receive. I accept that. Cycling through friendships. Once the love is lost, don't ask me to miss shit. People love to spin shit. That's another story. It's that all black everything. Road to glory, bully my way through the lane, so they can't ignore me. Team player had anything but this craft in the lab solo, so you can do the math. And I still running ISO plays. Foundation is solid, growth out of clay. My intentions are pure, faith of a mustard seed. Saw the play developing from the balcony. Trying to mold my sound. You know, shape the experience. I am God in the flesh, tomb in the pyramids. My losses are loud, wins are silent. Product of my environment, no sense of entitlement. Earned my stripes and kept firing. You can't write a script better, avoiding the drug peddlers, yet still I leveled up. Yeah. Low East Side, best I shit. Blank canvas. The making of a mogul for real. I've been global. I live for these moments for real. I thought I told you.
Canvas music.
Making of a mogul for real, I've been global. I live for these moments, I'm petty, I thought I told you. World renowned, now they feeling my sound. Feeling the little jazzy queen adjusting my crown. Long-term wealth, taking care of my health. Reached out to niggas, and bitches offer no help. Secret competition, they know that I'm real serious. Filming from the stands, these haters, they really curious. Noise in the hood, my flow, it been furious. When I'm in the booth, I swear I'm top tier and shit, yeah. Second to none, everyone buddy, nigga, where's the fun? I offer no love, murdering everything, Thor with the glove. You simps really be irking me, dropping with such urgency. Personally, I saw your stats don't grow vertically. I am. VA all the way from BK. Fuck you. To any that overlooked me, got back in the game, was treated just like a rookie. Perone said I'm dated, at first thought he was hating. End of the day, my nigga was motivation. Time to produce, decided to hit the boards. Focus on the chop work, leveling out my chords. Send my slaps to Jones, he mixed what I record. Now the stars align, we all on one accord. Hit factory shit, standing on moral code. I'm prolific like Nip, yeah. This is manifest destiny, heavy line stress relief. About the corner of the market, saw the analytics, I'm hitting all of my targets. Be calm, watch me reload and spark it. Shit, I'm a motherfucking problem, man. Yeah.
Hey, all right. We are live here on Let's Get Activated podcast. This is episode number 154. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter X. We are also on Rockbox FM, Culture Shock Radio, Wapdar Music FM, and Radio Preseo. tonight. I have one of my homies back. He was last on episode 101. There's been a lot of updates, going on within the past year. So I had to get him back on. I'd like to reintroduce Cash Flow in the building.
What's going on? What's going on, Sam? How are you?
Oh, feeling good, feeling great. How about yourself?
I can't complain at all, man. Props to the rebrand and the shift and everything you got going on. And thanks for having me back.
Oh no, you're more than welcome. Same thing. Props to you. I know you've had a rebranding and a shift too, so we definitely got that in common. So congratulations on your end too.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you've had like an album and an EP. You've kind of revamped. Your podcast. The Blank Canvas show. There's been so much going on. You've been making beats. I mean, you've been doing a little bit of everything this past year.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be a jack of all trades and figure things out. That way, when I'm in position to delegate those tasks, I can do it efficiently and know exactly what I want from people. Whether I'm shooting my own videos, whether I'm on the pads, whether I'm rapping, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, podcasting as well. Still rebranded that just because I wanted to keep giving interviews to underground artists that deserve maybe their first, second interview or in-depth interview where somebody actually is listening to their music and actually giving them a thorough interview, and it's not clickbaity, it's not negative driven. So if that's a place that independent artists want to come, then come to the Blank Canvas show or come to Let's Get Activated podcast. Either one, wherever you want to go, you can get an intelligent interview and it won't be about no nonsense.
They can come to both. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come to both.
Yeah, that way they can get, they can gather both audiences. I think that's a good idea.
Exactly. So that's how we got to do it. Pass people off, and we was talking about that before we came on. With just delegating some of our artists that we know and people that we can't get to because of our schedules. We all got to work together and just to put the dope music out there to make it easy for people to listen to good music.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, it's interesting because, the title of your project when you were last on was Blank Canvas. So what made you decide to, title it for the podcast?
It was always when I first dropped my first song, after, not rapping for years and years in 2022, that was it. Blank Canvas Music Group. There was no group. It was just me. But in my vision and in my mind, Blank Canvas was it. And for those that don't know, Blank Canvas is just like my mantra of every single day that you have a chance to paint a new picture of wherever your life is going to go or whatever you're going to do. So that's what Blank Canvas is about. So anytime I put out new music is where I'm at in that point in time in life, and that's what you're gonna get. A lot of reality and grown man rap. So it was only right that rebranding from Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast to Blank Canvas show, that I just kept everything consistent. That way I don't have to have, how it is with podcasts and different logins, different things you got to remember. It's easy to keep everything simple. And that, if you read any type of branding books or any type of marketing, if you've ever been involved with that, to be consistent across the board and what you're doing and representing. So it just made sense.
Definitely. It makes a lot of sense. Definitely a great logo too. I see it everywhere too. You've got, you're wearing the brand, you got it everywhere. So, good work on that.
Yeah, you got to. I see too often that people have a brand or have a clothing brand or something that they represent, and then the next thing you see them in is just something designer or whatever it is that's not theirs. I think it's funny to me. But nevertheless, shout out to Czar Hill. He did the logo for the Blank Canvas show. He did multiple logos. He's a talented graphic artist. So if y'all want to hit me up, DM me, I'll give you his information. He's great at doing like very easy to do logos that are very like a McDonald's, like a Wendy's, something that's prominent. Like he'll give you something like that's very simple. So shout out to him for doing the logo.
Dope, good work. Simple, clean. Like they say, less is more.
All the time.
Definitely. And we didn't you weren't on the show, after the fact, but I know like, middle of last year you did have, a project, decorating time. How was that, like the process on that project?
It was really fun, man. Just reaching out to a lot of different producers. I think I had like maybe 5 to 6 different producers on that, and everybody was on board. Some people just gave me free reign to their folders and their beats, and was like, "Hey, man, have at it, whatever you want." So shout out to Ayo Shamir, Marikai, Greenery, Numbs. I had some production on there on the first song, that the title track, Decorating Time. So that was like my first, little let me see what they think, what I can do. And I didn't really have any complaints. So that was fun because I felt like I got better at that point. It was just, everything was organic. My man Jones mixed it. Everybody came with the beats. I got to rap with some of my old homies that I didn't rap with for like the last 10, 15 years. So everything felt like at home. Everything felt in place at that point. And I'm proud of that body of work. I'll play it all the time and just kind of sit back and be like, damn, that this is a really good album, when I sit back and just kind of take myself out of it.
And it's available on all platforms too, everybody. So hey, everybody should definitely check that out too.
Appreciate it. And it's not that old, y'all. It's February.
Yeah,
It came out in June,
exactly.
like, so it's relatively
It's
new.
relatively new. Yeah.
Relatively new.
Yeah. That's why I said I had to talk about it too. That's not old either.
Well, in today's time, it is.
Yeah,
So
well, I'm not into the microwave stuff, so I'm not microwaving nothing. If it's good, it's good, so it just is what it is.
exactly.
Definitely. And so that's kind of a good segue. So you said you kind of touched on production too, on that album. So what got you to decide to do some production? Because I've seen you kind of doing, the visuals when you're creating beats. So how did that come about?
It's just something I've always wanted to do. I've always thought I had an ear for production. Whenever we were on the podcast breaking down, before I had a podcast, that's always things that we talked about as listeners, as fans of the culture. Me and my boys, I'm talking about that are into rap music like that. We always talk about the production and just kind of what goes into it. Anytime a YouTube video or something comes up with somebody showing their process, I've always been all ears before I've had any equipment. So it was like a natural thing to do. I was pretty lazy to get to it. I had a lot of this equipment for, at least probably 3-4 years, and I didn't really give it the proper attention until maybe latter end of 2022. And then 2023, I was like, nah, I'm gonna take it seriously now that a few things in life had kind of fallen into place to where I could give it the appropriate time. So at that point, I was like, yeah, let's get after it. I know I could do it. Let me give it the time that it needs to sound good before I even present it to anybody or to even rap on it myself. So it took me quite some time to get there, and a lot of YouTube University, a lot of phone calls. I want to shout out, my homie pre-producer and engineer Jones. Shout out DM Flood, Numbs, Furious Styles, who else? Soul Chemist. It's a lot of different producers, Greenery, guys that have produced for me on previous projects that took my calls, heard my novice, questions, and really just kind of were patient with me as I kind of figured things out. And a lot of it I did on my own too, you know what I mean? But I appreciate them taking the time out to do that and just kind of encourage me along the way, because I know there were certain times where my shit was whack, but they still gave me encouragement, you know what I mean,
Right.
along the way. So shout out to them. And as I kind of evolved with it, I started to feel like, okay, I'm almost there with what I wanted to do and the type of producer I want to be in the future, and still early stages of it all, but I'm getting more confidence every day with it.
Yeah, practice makes perfect, and so the more you do it, it's just elevating, your craft.
Right. Because when you present it to everybody, it gotta be good, because the other side of me that people don't see is I talk a lot of shit. You know what I mean? As far as music and what things sound like. So who would I be to not like really cater to that sound and make sure it's palatable, whether you like the music or not. That's your own opinion, and I'm cool with that. But at least the beats got to be banging. I got to draw you in with that. And I think I achieved that with my first foray into it with on Decorating Time with the first song, and then also with this entire EP produced by myself.
Dope, dope, dope. Which, perfect segue because we're gonna get right into that here. So, first of all, the title. I like the title, Process Over Perfection.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I think one of the things with that title that came like very last minute. I think I was up watching a movie and I forget what movie it was, but one of the characters just mentioned it, and I was like, "Yo, that's so fitting," just based on what I said on the intro of Decorating Time, and then how this kind of came together, where it took so long for me to feel confident in the production. And then when I felt confident, I was like, "Yo, you've done the repetitions. You've been in the gym. Put it out. Like it's ready. Give it
Mm-hmm.
to people. Send it to people to see if they're ready to rap on it. Like you're ready to be heard. If everybody else that is just starting, and I got peers doing their thing, but Keith, you're ready. That's good. I had to keep telling myself you're ready, and just appreciate that you took the time to do what you needed to do and the due diligence. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's some of the best music are imperfections. You know what I
True.
mean? It's people that went against the traditional rules of production, went against the traditional how something's supposed to be mixed or mastered. Like they just put that shit out, and people grew to love that version of that song without all of the bells and whistles on it. So that's kind of where the title Process of a Perfection really means something to me in terms of just like getting out of my own head and putting the music out.
It makes a lot of sense, and I think like the fun part is the process, like the creative process. Like it's great when the final project is out, but to me, I'm a nerd in that way. I just love the creative process. I like to observe the creative process and things like that. So that's really the fun part, and then you really appreciate it, like you said at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of the times, like I know it, like there's rare moments in here where like because you got it's different phases, right? Like you're making the beat, and then maybe 2 3 days later you're mixing the beat if you know that's a keeper. So that's two different things, right? And then now it's the rapper part. Right now you got to lay it down, but as you're making the beat, if stuff is coming to you immediately, then this is a keeper. Like this is the one. You know what I mean? So that's every last song that's on this EP was like literally almost written as I'm producing it, because I just felt it that much, and that's why they made the EP, and that's why they sound the way they sound, is because like I was feeling it in the moment, and there was no way they weren't gonna make it on a project. So yeah, I just those were rare times. So like out of I've got hundreds of beats at this point, but those 5 times where I felt that spirit, you had to capture it. And it was long nights, you know what I mean? Didn't really mix everything, just had to get it off my chest. And then I think it came out great as, went back, fine-tuned it, took words out, and got meticulous about exactly what I was gonna say. But that entire process was fun, from the inception of the beat, the ideas, deciding, nah, this EP is just gonna be me. It's 5 songs. I don't really I gotta, if I'm producing them, let me just give everybody all me and see what they think about my music. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I was at with things, where I just kind of, not that I didn't want to work with people, because I work with people, but I wanted to see, oh, could I stand on my own too and really show
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, and I think that's good. Sometimes, look, you got to do it on your own. Especially, you say you did the production, you did the writing, so you might as well just do the whole EP. Just have it be you.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it came out fine. It's just like above 12 minutes, so it's a quick, Walmart run. By the time you on your way back from Walmart, you spending it again, and you know what I mean. It's right there. Like that's all you need. You know what I mean. And maybe you'll find a favorite song, or maybe all 5 will be something that you keep in rotation. But I think in today's climate, what we were talking about earlier in regards to the microwave thing, I think we all suffer from it to a certain extent, if you don't get right to it. So that's kind of the reason for the EP as well. That's my first introduction as being behind the boards. It's just like I don't want to give you too much. Like I am an album artist. I am an album fan. I prefer. to listen to albums to see where an artist is, you know what I mean? But for now, it's like let me just kind of ease the listening experience in because nobody knows me for that yet.
Got you. Got you. It makes a lot of sense, And before we break down each song, who did the cover art for it?
Artificial intelligence did. So yeah, I just kind of went in there and was very meticulous on what I wanted, and it came up with a bunch of graphics and kind of went from there. It was pretty simple. I did some light edits to it, but having that podcast and all of this social media background with how to post things, I kind of added my own little things here and there to it. But yeah, I'd probably say 90% of it was artificial intelligence.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people are starting to get into the AI, I notice.
Yeah, they are. And sometimes it looks crazy, you know what I mean? But what I've noticed though, if you don't say it's artificial intelligence and people just see it, they be like, okay. Some people could tell what it is, some people could, but some people didn't even know. They thought, one person in general, he did the late arrival cover for my first album, and he was like, yo, I forget the artist he said, but he thought that artist did the cover. You know what I mean? So that's how sometimes you just never know, you know what I mean? So, but I always thought the cover was dope, and that was almost the cover for Decorating Time, but we went with another one.
Got you. Yeah, see, that's why I'd ask, because I didn't know it was AI either. So there you go.
There you go.
Is what it is, So, starting with, song number 1, Langston Fuse. I mean, we started the show with that, but, do you want to kind of go over the premise behind that?
Yeah, so on the first album I dropped after such a long hiatus from rapping, Late Arrival, there's a song on there called Overthinker. So I start the verse off. I went from overthinker to overconfident. I sat down for a minute, did some polishing. So that's everything that we've already been talking about. Is like I'm just kind of sitting down and paying attention to the things that I know I want to achieve as far as goals for myself, not metrics, but just goals. I want to learn production. I want to get good at production. Um, I know that I'm good at the rap side of things. Like I feel confident in that, and I feel like I'm getting better every time I put something out. You know what I mean? So now, how do I channel the overconfidence to deliver, just quality music for people? So that's kind of what that is. And it's a play on Langston Hughes, one of my favorite poets. You know what I mean? So that's kind of in the Fuse fire, so on and so forth. So kind of, that's what I went with there. And I like to open up albums in a very chill manner so that we can kind of go up, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So from there, so that's really what Langston Fuse was just a lot of real talk, and yeah, just a lot of bar work on there. It was kind of more so of in a poet's speak to me. You know what I mean? That's like something I could go up there with no beat and do as far as poetry, and I think it would go off just fine. So that's kind of what I wanted to do, and the beat just allowed for me to go in different pockets.
Got you. Makes a lot of sense. So then song number 2 we have is All Due Respect.
Yeah. So All Due Respect is just that side of me, that people that know me, that know I'm competitive. They know I love to compete at sports, whatever it is, rap, music, whatever the case may be. In my mind, I felt like, people were getting a lot of my personal stories and grown man and positivity raps, but I didn't want to be positive on this song. I didn't want to be positive.
Right.
I just wanted to say that, if you listening, I talk that shit too. Like, let's not get it twisted. You know what I mean? We could be aggressive. We could be whatever you want. You know what I mean? I tend to just be chill in my normal state of mind. But like, yeah, I do think I'm dope. Yeah, I think I'm one of them ones, and it is what it is. So, with all due respect, when that's said, there's gonna be some disrespect that comes with it right after that slogan. So I intend all disrespect for whoever is rapper shit. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
the bravado, and I'm just saying, yo, I'm here. I really do this, and that's really what that was. A lot of shit talking on the record.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. So then we have number 3. We've got Manifest Destiny, which you had created the visual for too as well, that we started the show with too.
Yeah, for that visual and that song, it's kind of like a culmination to me. And I know I'm not done yet, but it was a culmination of like, yo, you're doing it. Like you're doing exactly what you said you would do, your goals that you set for yourself. And a lot of things like that. And I also touch on just kind of some of the things with one of my homies. Like this is a good friend of mine or whatever. Like, he gave some constructive criticism. And at first I was like, damn, like, nah, I don't think I sound dated. You know what I mean? But then I went back to it and I was like, all right, cool. I could kind of brush up on some of the things in my delivery and how I'm coming across and the beats that I'm selecting to rap on so that I don't get boxed in whatever. So at first I thought it was hate, but no, it was just motivation. So that's kind of what I let lend off. And we got a song together recently. So but that's how we do. We homies, we give tough love. It's no yes men in my circle. If it's whack, my boys will tell me it's whack. You know what I mean? And or hey, I just wasn't really feeling that. And it is what it is. It's no love lost. But um yeah, it was just one of them times where I was just like, man, I do enjoy doing what I do and achieving my goals, and that's kind of where Manifest Destiny is. It sits with me.
Gotcha. So then we're on the song number 4, Safe to Say.
Yeah, so you know this is one that I kind of struggle with a lot in terms of like the term underground or whatever those names are, because I think every artist, whether you're underground, overground, mainstream, or whatever, that's kind of what I start off the verse with. I just think that you want to be heard. You know what I mean? And if you happen to be heard by the masses and everybody gravitates to you, I don't think there's nobody that doesn't take that. You know what I mean? It's just the other things that come with it, the invasion of your privacy and all the things that people could care less about. You know what I mean? Myself included. Like I don't want all that, but I do want my music to reach as much ears as possible. You know what I mean? You hear those stories about people, you know, being told that, hey, this song changed my life. I would like to hear that one day. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So that's kind of, what Safe to Say is. And, just kind of talking about like, everybody's a critic and I'm not excluding myself, you know what I mean? And me kind of getting to the point where, I love the rap, and I call it rapidy rap, but no disrespect to guys that use multi-syllabic rap and all of that stuff. Like I love that type of rap too. You know what I mean? But I love all types of the subgenres within rap. And I was talking about trying to, I could be overly complex with the flow, but is it felt? But do people feel it at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people feel complex raps where you're getting really into a lot of the nuances and really a lot of gems, a lot of Easter eggs in there. But I may do that sometimes, but that's probably not me, and I got to be cool with that. So a lot of it is self talk to that, and then the second verse is just really based on a personal experience to where you know to where like just your friends not showing up for you. So I just had a recent experience a couple months ago to where it's just like I thought a homie would show up for me and he didn't. And that shit affected me as a man. You know what I mean? Like this is my
Yeah.
guy. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't hide that. You know what I mean? So had to get them bars off. And I wasn't disrespectful to it. You know what I mean? It was just like, yo, this is how I feel. And it is what it is. And that's kind of like how a lot of my music is. I'm just gonna tell you exactly how I'm feeling, what I'm going through. And I think a lot of people could relate to, either you're on one side or the other, and hopefully if you're on the other side to where the person not showing up, it would encourage you to show up for what your friends are into. It may not be what you're into. It may not be
Right.
something about you, but everything isn't about you. If that's your friend, then show up for whatever their accomplishment is or their milestone. So that second verse of Safe to Say is something that I had to get off my chest, and I'm glad I did.
Definitely. Hey, it's therapeutic. You got to get it out. And I think many of us can resonate with that, with someone not showing up or supporting. I can go into a whole tangent about that. So it is very, I think, relatable for a lot of people.
Yeah, and then, the other thing is just like it's hurtful, you know what I mean? And even if you're the toughest of people on the exterior and you don't seem to let anything bother you, Ye whether you're a rapper and I'm saying that it bothers me in a way, you may be the person that you're going to do something different in that relationship after
Hmm.
they do that to you. You're gonna absolve yourself of that situation. You're gonna pull away. They're gonna think you're being funny, and you may never really get to talk about exactly what they did. You know what I mean? So that it's just like, yo, safe to say we good, bro. Like we cool. Like I'm not gonna disrespect you. I'm not gonna say anything like that. But we sometimes it's just cool to, this season, I've I'll say one thing. Like I've met
Hmm.
people in the last 2 years that I'm cool that have been more supportive and seem like they've known me longer or show up more than people I've known for 20 years.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just be that way, and years don't got shit to do with, you know what I'm saying, your friendships and how you value them. Like sometimes people just be around. You met them early in life, but they probably not for you.
Yeah, you are so right because I can say that too. There's people I've known for many, many years, and then within these past 3 years, I'm closer with people I just met in that support, and it's crazy. It's like a phenomenon.
Right. And then when it comes to like whether you're like what if your podcast is great, right? And what if things blow up for you even more to where you're on a lot your national radar and all these different type of things, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember that shit. I remember who wasn't around when I was posting these episodes, who wasn't really sharing, who wasn't really doing these things. And now that I'm meeting said artists or around these people and these famous people, like I remember that type of shit. You know what I mean? So for me is like, man, just support me when if you know the shit is dope, support, bro. Like I don't mean financially, I just mean support. I mean, listen to it. Yo, I like this line. I like this line. Like that means everything to an artist. You know what I mean? But if you don't, or if you don't share it, or whatever the case may be, you act like it doesn't even exist, then it gets to the point to where you be like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? You may be my friend, but you just don't necessarily support me. And I'm not gonna throw you out the window there, um, but at least acknowledge what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that really be the point with me with friends and just close people, in general.
Yep. Exactly. Support is free, a like, a share, a save, like I was saying, a listen, a tune in, it don't take that long, people. It really don't. There's really not any excuses. There isn't.
No, it's not. And even if it's not for you, the type of brand of rap I do, somebody that listens to the type of shit I do. So just share it with them. Yo, this is my man. This is dope. Co-sign blindly. You my man. Like you know me for 20 years. Like just shift it over there. It don't cost you nothing to do that. You know what
Nope.
I mean? But most people won't take that time out of their day. And sometimes you just got to be cool with that.
Yep. But believe me, they're watching. They got those too. They watch, but they don't do no action at all.
It literally takes nothing. Like sometimes, like fellow artists out there, if I see it, I'm liking it. You know what I mean? If I don't like it, then I'm not liking it, obviously.
Right.
But
Right.
sometimes you just liking for the algorithms. But I get that because I know I'm on social media often. I know how that gets going. 1, 2, 3 people like it, more people see it, and it just keeps kind of going from there. And that's how it has to be. It's homegrown. You know what I mean? I know you follow the analytics too. You know how many followers you have. You know how to what's what and how the algorithm changes over time. Right now, it's not really
Mhm.
showing anything to anybody outside of your followers. Like it's
Right.
literally staying within your followers. So if you have, for example, 600 followers and 100 people are tapping in, that's phenomenal. You know what I mean? Organically, you know what I mean? But if they share it to more people, you get more followers. You may have a like-minded person. And I've gotten a lot of people that rock with the music just off of people just sharing it in their stories.
Yeah.
Just real simple. And you build up from there. You get to 20, 50, 100 supporters, that paying supporters. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And
Yes.
from there you can kind of start to kind of navigate your career and make something more than just kind of putting the music out and it dying on streaming services.
Exactly. And which is why, you and I have platforms such as this, to kind of help people as well with, support and, just get more people to tap in.
Right, right. Because there's a lot of dope music out. There's a lot of people that deserve to be heard that are not heard, that are not quote unquote mainstream. But who's gonna interview them if they don't have no real motion, don't have a whole lot of followers? Not too many people. Like not too many people are gonna take the time out of their busy day to absorb the material that artist A has. You know what I mean? But I'll do that. You know what I mean? I've met some really dope artists that have elevated ever since then. You know what I mean? Since I've had on a show to where like they're performing now. They're doing live shows. Their production. They're getting production. Their placements with artists that are well known now. So people are making progress, but that doesn't happen without an interview, without people supporting organically, with their talent and stuff like that. Everything they may put out may not be the dopest, but you
Mhm.
see the grind. You appreciate the grind because it takes a lot to get to that point and show and prove. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's definitely right. And there's, like I said, there's a lot of great people out there, a lot of great people, with some gems out there, but it just needs to be spread out, amongst, a wider audience. So that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do
We
here.
trying. We trying.
We're trying to do, and it's a lot of work behind the scenes, everybody. It is a lot of work behind the scenes.
Right. I was telling you earlier about like just trying to maintain that balance of producing, of rapping, and then interviewing my peers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The it could be a little bit shaky every now and then. You know what I'm saying? As far as like for example, I'll give you with no names, like some artists just show up like super unprofessional. They show up late, they miss the interview altogether, they don't confirm things like, but you want to be said artist, you know what I mean? You want to be this guy, but the other part of it is people learning about you, is people understanding what you were thinking. Like people actually enjoy that. So that for me is difficult because I don't do that. Like if I can't make something, I just say I can't make something. I don't, wait to the last minute and cancel. And that kind of ruins relationships over the course of time because I literally maybe had you were the episode that week. Now I gotta shift and come up with a different concept or different ideas for that episode. And they never have any idea of that behind the scenes work. You have to schedule months out. Even to book you, I was lucky to get in this week because somebody was unprofessional. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So
Yep.
sometimes it is what it is when it comes to that. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things where I'm like, I'm trying to battle doing the music and still trying to show up for people that may not even show up for me when it comes to me putting out my music. But that's not what I'm leading with the podcast. I'm leading with just doing it because I want to highlight talent. I'm not doing it because all right, I interviewed you, now I need that feature. Like
Right.
that's not what I'm doing. So as long as I could keep those things, those lines clear, but when it's blatant disrespect, then it's you probably never coming on again. Or we're gonna have a conversation about, professionalism. And if you open to hearing that, cool. If not, it is what it is, but you can go elsewhere.
That's right. Peace be unto you,
Right.
That's
It
what
won't
it
won't
is.
won't hurt me at all if you never come back on the show. I'd be
Mhm.
cool with it. But so those are some of the things that I'm navigating with the rebrand, the blank canvas show. Is just like really like, yo, I would like to show love to a lot of artists and it be a place that every artist comes to on their promo run. You don't care who you go to, but just know that you're gonna get a thorough interview and we're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. You know what I mean? And that's really all I'm here for. And just to talk hip hop. Like that's really what I want to do. That's it. Like I do that with my homies all the time. I just want to bring it to the screen.
Yes, definitely. And I've, of course, tuned into your show. I definitely want to give you props because it is a professional podcast. It's a safe place. It's not ratchet. So all that kind of ratchet stuff on
Yeah.
the other side.
And I
People,
enjoy the ratchet stuff too. I enjoy
right?
it. I tune in. I love it, but that ain't me. That ain't my
Right.
brand. That ain't my brand of podcast. And like I know rappers like they got little beefs and little underlying issues with each other. I'm not bringing that up in that interview or not like that because I'm not looking to create that negative energy that's unnecessary. You know what I mean? So yeah. I try to keep it professional. Younger generation may not like a professional podcast or where people are asking real questions and shit like that. But that's just what I'm gonna do. And I know the people lion's share the people who appreciate it.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. You see how Safe to Say just brought on a whole conversation. See how our EP breakdown can do.
Yeah, to get this off my chest,
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah, to
somebody
get
that
that.
understands.
Right. I feel you. I feel you. So now we got then the ending song, Owe Me Nothing, number 5.
Yeah, so this is going back to the friends, family, the support, and all that. With all that I said, at the end of the day, nobody owes me anything. Nobody owes me a listen. You know what I'm saying? So the fans, I hate people don't like to be called that. So we'll say supporters. The supporters, that I've met. Last time I was on a show at 2022, maybe for you, or 2023, early 2020,
2023 beginning.
early
Yep.
early 2023. I had not met you prior to that. You know what I'm saying? So you're a supporter. You know what I mean? Like, it's the supporters are truly people I have not met yet, and I'm going to meet. And that's what I had to come to grips with, because I used to get in my feelings about like, yo, I sent like the album to the group chat. Nobody's is crickets in there, and then they continue on with the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, as if I didn't
Right.
even post the link. You know what I'm saying? Or don't say shit at all. You know what I'm saying? I think they have no idea. But I had to realize, like, a lot of my close friends, they don't they don't do anything in the artistic vein. You know what I'm saying? To where you put your stuff out there and like, hey, people, what do you think? Hey, buy it.
Hmm.
They don't do that. Like, you know what I mean? And I had to understand that, oh, this is different. Like, they know me. So it's not gonna be the same type of love shown unless, I could continue to elevate, and then I get to that level. But you know, I'm cool with them following them because they love me for other reasons, not the music. That's cool.
Right.
But the people that are gonna support me are new people, and I have to just keep on aspiring to get new supporters, put myself on podcasts, reach out to people, be humble, to do that, and do the visuals and do the things that I need to do to get the music out there, and not put an album out or EP out and then never really promote it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing this for? So
Right.
just kind of coming to that realization that nobody really owes me anything when it comes to a listen, a purchase, or anything. So it's just really kind of just finding peace with that, and whoever supports me. um I'm taking notes and everything, and seeing who's liking stuff, who's retweeting stuff, and those are the people that I'm gearing my music to. Because like I said, I'd rather have 20, 50 um supporters that support in any way possible, whether, like I said, whether it's financial, whether it's just sharing the music, than to kind of keep chasing the people that are just not going to do that. That's just not
Right.
their thing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, just trying to, gather the strangers, gather the people that didn't know you before.
Yeah,
That's really where it's at, and networking.
right. And they'll come along. They'll come
Yeah.
along. Maybe I need to get a feature from artist X, and then now it's real. Oh, Cash is working with this artist. Oh, maybe I should tap in now. Sometimes it just takes that, and you can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? You can't be mad at that. At least they're tapping in with you. But I mean, I know, I understand what it is,
Right.
but you can't hold that against them. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes people are waiting for you to show and prove before they give you their support, and they're not gonna give it to you out the gate, no matter how long you've known them. And again, it ain't like, oh, I made it. F you now. It's just
Right.
like, yo, just be humble in your approach. And however you feel, it don't need to be on Twitter, it don't need to be on social media. Put it in the music. put it in the music how you feel, and go on about your business. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. So that's why I put Owe Me Nothing out there, because I truly feel that way, and I'm at a place of peace of trying to chase support from people that know me well.
Right. Makes a lot of sense. Well, it's definitely, a great EP. I like it that it's real. You know what I mean? That's what I like about it. It's, substance is real to me. You know what I mean? So, you definitely, are doing your thing with that and just everything else. So with that being said, like, what do you have any like upcoming plans just for the rest of the year as far as more music and such?
Absolutely. So I have a compilation that I'm building right now with, just various artists. I'll pop in on that project here and there, but I really just want to kind of work with some of the guys I've been working with, and grow it like that, from the ground. People that supported me from the time I said, "Y'all want to rap again." I want to work with them and developing the project, and just people that I'm cool with, past and present, and just kind of bring something that represents you know uh hip hop to the fullest, you know what I mean? And that's really what it is. No date yet. We still cooking up and trying to develop what the sound is going to be. But yeah, singles. If I feel froggy, I'm just gonna put out a single here and there. If I produce something and catch lightning in the bottle, so it's gonna be definitely less overthinking and more putting the music out exactly when it's ready. But yeah, definitely a maybe an EP or LP as far as compilation goes, and maybe one more drop fall for myself. So that's kind of the goal right now.
It makes sense. And then as far as for the blank canvas show, is there like a particular date of the week that you're shooting for to kind of do it?
Yeah, so every Tuesday is something that we're trying to do in regards to oh dang, I think my video went out. My
Yep.
bad.
Yep. I hear you.
So yeah, so as far as the that goes, we're trying to do every Tuesday to drop and release, and it kind of go from there. And that's really it. Audio, visual will be out the next day. So that's really it. Every Tuesday you can expect a new episode.
Got you, got you. And so can they, just kind of reach out to you on social media, like, for you to check them out to see if they would fit the platform?
Yeah, absolutely. Shoot a DM. Give me at least at a minimum 5 to 10 songs of your strongest songs, especially if you're an artist that has a deep catalog that I'm not familiar with. And I will take a look to 5 to 10 songs. I don't want your whole catalog because I'm not gonna listen to it. Time is of the essence. So just send your top 10 songs, and I'm gonna listen. And if I like what I hear, then I'm gonna reach back out to you.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. It definitely makes a lot of sense. And then, since, the radio listeners will also be listening and tuning in to Let's Get Activated, do you want to kind of drop your social media so that way, the radio listeners can tap into?
Absolutely. So for the Blank Canvas show, it is at underscore BK show, and that's on Twitter, Instagram. That's also on YouTube as well. So it's all the same name. The Blank Canvas show. If you type that in on all those platforms, you'll find it as well. And then as far as myself, it's cash underscore flow 83 on social media, Instagram, Twitter. That's where you'll find me, as well as on YouTube, where you'll find my music. So it's pretty much everywhere.
Dope, dope, dope. Well, it looks like, there's going to be a lot, more great things continuing on with you. You still have, my support, of course. I'm definitely proud of you again, for the rebranding and just, getting back to your consistency as well.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So yeah, of course I can't find my camera charger. So it is what it is for now.
So, you
It
good to look.
happens, you figure out everything when you're podcasting, and then it'd be that one thing that you randomly forget. So
Hey, look, they saw you for most of the show, so it's all good. You good. And look,
all right.
least we can still hear you clearly. So that's, that's good. So
Absolutely. In my infinite wisdom, I forgot to put my battery pack in the camera that goes. So, we all mess up from time to time.
all good, all good. All things happen in the live. So before we close out, is there any shout outs that you want to give?
I think I gave them out to just fellow producers that have a longer tenure in this thing, for just kind of lending their ear to the music, even when, like I said, even when the beats were whack. Shout out to all my people that listen to the roughs when I'm kind of trying to figure things out, going through just my thought process on whether this song is even something that I should pursue. They know who they are, and props to everybody that's supporting, that have bought the music, that support. I think Check the Rhyme is one of the social media followers. I don't know if you follow him as well, but he does a lot of I don't think he has a podcast yet, but he's starting a new series where he's interviewing artists every week on Instagram Live. So he shows a lot of love to independent artists as well, kind of in the same vein of what we do. Now he's kind of getting a little bit more visual. So shout out to him, and shout out to all the homies that that encourage me by doing the same thing I'm doing, and elevating their sound. That motivates me from a competition standpoint. Not saying I'm trying to compete with them, but just like, I need to, be on the same type of time. You know what I mean? If they drop a dope album, I see what you're doing. You know what I mean? So shout out to the motivation from the countless independent artists that are sounding like they're signed to a major label, like just off the strength of just really just working with the people that support them, as far as engineers, producers, and all that. This community is crazy as far as the support. So shout out to everybody. There's too many to name.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, definitely, giving another shout out to you. And I want to shout out, everyone who's tapped into, Let's Get Activated podcast. If you missed the live, you can definitely watch the replay, share it, make sure that, you guys do follow Cash Flow at cash_flow83. And that's cash with a K, not a C. So, just be sure, to follow, continue to show love and support. And, I think we're going to go ahead and close it out with All Due Respect. What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. I like, that's one of my favorite songs off the EP. That is my favorite song, actually.
See, works out perfectly. And I didn't even know until now, but I just had it planned. So there you go. There you go.
Thanks again, Sam. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. I want to wish everybody peace and love. And this is All Due Respect. Let's go.
Say what you want, you improve. When the light's brighter, apply pressure. I'm on fire. No writer, no co-signers. I've grown tired of known liars. I may out to you, Matt Geigers. They on wires. What a balancing act. People will push your button just for you to react. Aggressive on all fronts, only suckers recant. Been on your heels, no Rashad McCants. And I'm watching your numbers closely, doing the correlation. Rome said it best, all this talk from your in the basement. Still working that grave shift. You can box bullets or shoot the fade shit. Remarkable years, so where's my Naismith? Feeling like Van Gogh way I paint shit, yeah. I don't ride waves, you know I can't surf. Came with my foot in this game like a breech bird. With all due respect, you niggas ain't really fucking with me. The chef's in the kitchen, dine with fine cutlery. If it's up, then it's stuck with me. With all due respect, you niggas ain't really fucking with me. The chef's in the kitchen, dine with fine cutlery. If it's up, then it's stuck with me. Yeah, this that, freshly taped with multi-layered, highly favored, no half-assing, do it major, keep it player, few acres, don't know the neighbors, the chief investor so omnipresent, introspective, I'm gaining leverage, drop gems, you feel the message, I'm less aggressive, with the craft, so obsessive, study my move, teach your lessons, you see progression, tongue a sword, verse a weapon, no need to check in, well respected in any section, break bread with brethren, I've infiltrated, never hated, fuck a feature, no love for divas, we can't kick it, this ain't FIFA, cash flow through your damn speaker. Just wanna keep a quality and quantity. Steady walking that fine line. Straight to the league. Skipping the combine. Hold that trash ass rap on my timeline. You niggas ocho cinco with your pom-poms.
With all due respect, you niggas ain't really fucking with me. The chef's in the kitchen, down with fine cutlery. If it's up, then it's stuck with me. With all due respect, you niggas ain't really fucking with me. The chef's in the kitchen, down with fine cutlery. If it's up, then it's stuck with me. Yeah.